Hi, I'm Sofie, founder of Hearty Mums, and your host for the Precious Plan, an initiative to support women in their 30s who are planning to have a baby. And in this inaugural online conference, we've brought together a variety of experts who will be sharing their insights on how you can improve your chances of conceiving a healthy baby naturally and have an enjoyable pregnancy. Well, today I will be sharing with you how your thoughts and emotions can directly affect your preconception journey. So, I am a certified MAP Mind Wellness practitioner and a trainer with the MAP Coaching Institute, where I teach coaches, therapists, and professionals to apply mindfulness and neuroplasticity based methods in their work. So, in the last 3 years, I have been working with moms and kids and working professionals and Fortune 500 executives. And I found a common theme. Many have little knowledge on mental emotional fitness. Most people are familiar with various diets like keto or paleo, and they even exercise regularly, going to the gym or swimming. But few have a clue how to keep their mind fit. And by this, I don't mean being intelligent or having a photographic memory. I'm referring to one's ability to deal with challenges, to build a resilient mind, and creating positive emotions. And this subject is frequently recurring among working executives, and especially busy career moms that I work with. And in fact, many moms approach me for their children's behavior issues, and we always end up working on the mom's mental emotional state. And I find that when we strengthen this, there was always a shift for the children too. So it dawned on me that a child's behavior was very much a reflection of the parent's state of being. And furthermore, a child who is emotionally demanding would also benefit from a parent who is psychologically fit. And I'm sure there are days where you just are emotionally drained and you're not in that state to deal with a child who's in a tantrum. And I've experienced it myself. And when I look back, I'm like, oh, I can't believe like I've become that monster, when my emotional wellness is so compromised. Well, the benefits of mentally, emotionally fit parents was rather remarkable. Not only could these parents strengthen their bond with their children and move on to build emotionally resilient and happy children, they also thrived at work and they achieved better work-life integration. Hence, Hearty Mums was started as a mindfulness movement dedicated to help working moms and moms to be in Singapore live a hearty, happy, and fulfilled life. As I started connecting with various experts in this field, relating to moms especially, I got a resounding agreement that the best start for your child, the best start for our children is actually in our mind. That this doesn't refer to the pregnancy period, but even as far back and as early as preconception. So as a result, I dedicated myself to help women who are intending to embark on an enjoyable pregnancy, welcome a happy baby, and then nurture a peaceful family. And I help women build mental emotional fitness so that they have some reliable techniques that will support them, not just for the stressful period, but into the future. And in so paving the way to have a strong foundation for a happy family, which is an important basic unit of society. Well, for a couple who have been trying to conceive for at least a year, the empty expectations can create a lot of tensions, like what's wrong and are we doing it right? Is there something wrong with me? What else have I not done? For women especially, the obsession over the two blue lines can be really debilitating. And being able to release tensions, anxieties, are in the very best interest of creating an environment that's conducive to getting pregnant. But we cannot force a state of relaxation. I mean, the harder we try to relax, the more tense we might become. And then when one tries to focus excessively, it can create stress, which actually further reduces our chances of conception. So, yes, stress reduction is so important because it improves blood flow to the reproductive organs and it aids with regulating menstrual cycle and helping to achieve optimum ovulation. Women tend to find that sensitivity to hormone production increases, which leads to a more receptive environment for conception, and the body will become a more conducive environment for life to take form. Fertility doctors in clinics are beginning to prescribe mindfulness as a complement to their treatment. So while mindfulness does not cure infertility, it does help cultivate an optimal environment for life to grow. Mindfulness combats stress, and that reduces one of the key factors in infertility. But mindfulness is not just stress reduction; it creates an open way of dealing with painful emotions. It promotes self-compassion and self-forgiveness, and there's less judgment that's attached to fertility, fertility issues, and these are all beyond our control. So while mindfulness cannot necessarily change what happens to us, it can fundamentally transform how we experience it. Well, the solution to being less stressed is less about doing and more about being. You've probably heard this before. I teach women to create the conditions for a calm and happy mind so that they can become more relaxed and have a more receptive body. I use an advanced mind management tool that brings together mindfulness and neurobiology so that your shifts in perspectives can be permanent and not just temporary. And this method creates um, a permanent positive connection in your brain so that you can reinforce your new positive beliefs. So many busy professionals are so focused on their work and demands and catching the next plane to the next business meeting. They just have little time for themselves. As a result, they're often operating in a very disorganized cloud that's just entangled in stress and anxiety and fear and disempowerment and depression. Um, Imagine an old cupboard where you keep stuffing your clothes inside. And whenever you want to pick out your clothing, you're just so frustrated because you can't find what you want. It's all in a mess. And you basically need like some kind of Marie Kondo. And you need to get rid of what you don't need so that you can make way for new shiny clothes. And then you should use a new method to organize your clothing in your cupboard so that you can find what you want with ease. So our mind and emotions is like an old cupboard. And if we don't take stock of it, we end up confused and mentally disorganized. And our actions and decisions are a result of our past experiences. So if we had a negative experience, um, having negative emotions attached to this memory, we end up with a cupboard of negative commotion, negative associations that actually limit the way we react to opportunities. Well, fortunately, scientists have found that our brains can be rewired, and we all have this innate ability to rewire our brains so we don't have to be stuck in a negative commotion. But the problem is we have been so disconnected with them and with ourselves that we lost this ability. And schools don't teach this, and neither do our parents have knowledge about this. I mean, this is a crisis. We now need to equip ourselves with mental emotional wellness so that we can teach and model that to our children. The women I work with found that practicing mental emotional fitness has been helpful in various periods of their lives, not just during conception or pregnancy or postnatal. But the best part is that it paves the way for a happier family, and they learn a skill that they can actually impart to their children. So the Hearty Mind exercises that I teach will help you to master your mind and begin to neutralize your own subconscious blocks and limiting beliefs about yourself and your circumstance. And so the world will begin to shift, and you will find that creating what you want becomes easy and in flow because you have become more open to various resources. You're able to start receiving new information and new support and taking actions with ease. And suddenly you find that the path to conceiving and receiving new life can be simple and direct. My message to women and moms would be let your journey be the goal. And what does that mean? Let's have a look at the difference between intention and expectation. Hope focuses on the goal, and so your happiness is dependent on it. It's dependent on reaching that goal rather than the journey itself. And oftentimes, couples or families get caught up in this self-imposed expectation. They want to have a baby by such and such time. They want to have a big house, a flashy car. Their child should get into the top school, and so on and so forth. There's just so many expectations, and even going to a huge holiday can be an expectation. But this can really be, so painful when we focus on these expectations. Life is painful, especially if you are struggling to arrive there. It's like a commando that's, threshing through a thick jungle and trying to reach his destination, which is like the expectation. But wouldn't it be so much nicer if we can just be taking a relaxing stroll in the park? And we have this general direction that we're enjoying the moment and we're taking the best scenic route. That's what we call the intention. So at the end of the day, bliss isn't the size of your house or the speed of your car. It is the sum of all those cherishable moments that are engraved in the heart of each member in your family. If we just focus on the end goal, we would have stolen many memorable opportunities. So, intention is about setting out on a journey and choosing a direction, and we know where we would like to go, but we understand that our happiness is felt in each and every step that we take, not in the final destination. So, one step after the next, just like, the elephant, taking one step at a time. So while we can do a lot of things to optimize our chances of conceiving, we are part of nature and not separate from it. So the journey we're on is part of something so much bigger. In fact, the journey itself is your goal. And lastly, too, in order to focus on your intention, it's also important to take time to connect with yourself. Take time to reflect and be aware of your own state of being. This is a skill we should all develop. And at this point in time, some of you might ask, like, what, learn another new skill? Like, I'm too busy. I have no time for all this. So I've actually created a series of 0-minute Hearty Mind exercises for busy executives. And that would take up no extra time in your day. Of course, if you would like to find out more information, please click on the link below. Thank you for joining me today. Please join us in our next panel discussion, where all our experts will come together and discuss the topic of, is it necessary to plan? So here's to the best start for your baby. I'm Sofie, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.